Okay, we've just had these fantastic Gymnocalycium delivered from New Deal. I mean, the main order, and please do check back to look at the Aloe family series, the main order revolved around the genera that used to be in Haworthia, which is Tulista. So we had a few specimens of Tulista, some fantastic Haworthiopsis, and some lovely members of the Ratusae section of the Haworthia genus proper. So Tulista, Haworthia, Haworthiopsis, and this magnificent Gasteria. But for our purposes, what was more interesting, as we talk about Gymnocalyciums, we've got this lovely little Gymnocalycium erinaceum, and then we had this plant that we, amazingly, because it's one of the most well-known Gymnocalyciums, but we've never had in the collection. This is that super long and super strong spined Gymnocalycium Spegazzini, I'm tempted to say because of the double Italian Z. Isn't that an absolute doozy of a plant? Gymnocalycium Spegazzini. And then we had a really gorgeous Gymnocalycium Schroederianum from Corrientes in Argentina, and that is a gorgeous and very beautiful plant. Gymnocalycium Schroederianum from Corrientes. And there we are. So that's the initial mega haul from Piotr, completed and potted up, led by the regimental mascot, that small specimen of Gymnocalycium Kirktii, and some different ones from yesterday. The very ad press, the flattened globular Gymnocalycium occultum, already trying to hide as low as possible into the substrate there. And I suppose the highlights really of that particular selection this morning, there were 4 really outstanding plants. But the ones I want to draw attention to were this enormous Gymnocalycium catamachens, which really is a big plant. I mean, it's got the kind of look of an Ureocyce or a flattened globular furrocactus. It's a large, spiny, very impressive plant. Really like that one. A very impressive delivery there from Piotr. And the other one was that very surprising denudatum. Denudatum meaning the one without spines, the almost naked, the denuded. So this was a 2-headed plant initially, and then when we looked at it a bit closer, we could see that it very clearly had some more heads growing as well. So eventually, in the fullness of time, long after I've gone, this will be a large and impressive clump. Very nice double-headed plants. And there is one of the small offsets there. Okay, so we have that Uruguayensis there from yesterday. You can see those spines. And there's 2 points I really wanted to leave on before I discuss what's going to happen in phase 3 of this process. I did comment that we had 2 plants of Gymnocalycium riterianum, and for the ease of discussion I placed these plants together. Now if we look at these plants, one of them has, how can I put this, has very clearly defined tubercles separated on the ribs, and the other one is more, this is the defined one. You can see each section is separate, whereas in the other plant the ribs more or less run a lot more together. We also have longer and sharper spines on one, and lots of them, and on the other one we have slightly less spines and fewer of them. And the point of this lengthy lateral diatribe is to illustrate really in the most graphical form possible how 2 plants that are nominally at least in the same species can look quite different. In fact, these 2 plants look more different, and possibly more different in the real world than they do on this film. More different within a species sometimes than plants between species. So quite clearly these are both fitting the taxonomic description of Gymnocalycium riterianum, and yet they could easily be given varietal names or subspecies names. Anyway, that was one point I wanted to make, and the other point was the incredible diversity within the genus. I mean, if I scan back now, or pan back I should say, you can see that you've got every possible shade of green, from the almost bluey grey, almost Lophophora coloration of this Gymnocalycium isozoxii, and then you've got an incredibly pale green grey that looks almost like a Echinocactus horizonthalonius, and then you've got incredibly spiny plants like that Ferochior, which is very Echinocactus like, all the way to the almost completely spineless Gymnocalycium of this kind of format here. You also have these very short weak spines, and then you have these incredibly long and ferocious spines. So within this one genus, and I'm trying to really justify my obsession with the genus Gymnocalycium, within this one genus we actually have an incredible range covering every possible phenotype that you would find within the globular cacti from any part of the Americas. So we have the taller, columnar growing plants, we have the very small ground hugging plants, we have the incredible light green of Chiquitiranum to the very dark green of some of the other taxons from within the plants that are all, nominally at least, ensconced safely within the Gymnocalycium genus. So that's phase 2. We have unpacked, unwrapped, unboxed, potted up and displayed at this stage, and this little piece of glass that I have here as part of the ongoing greenhouse repairs, all of the plants which came from Piotr. The next phase is to bring in the other Gymnocalyciums that are slightly to the side here in the actual cactus display. So we have quite a few Gymnocalycium here already, like this is one of my favourites, is Flancii here, and another incredibly spiny one. This is Polycephalum, and a lovely dark green of Baldianum. So quite a few Gymnocalyciums here as well. And what I'll do is I'll get all the Gymnocalyciums together for phase 3 for a kind of overall group shot of all the Gymnocalyciums that we have. And there's a Amahauseri there. So basically get these small globular cacti all sorted out, get all the Gymnocalyciums together, get all the Gymnocalyciums photographed and filmed in one place at one time so you can see the whole Gymnocalycium collection. And can I just give a quick shout out here to one of our sister pages, Cacti, Bulbs and Succulents, where you'll also be able to see all the individual species of Gymnocalycium displayed in a long, very scenic photographic introduction without the benefit of listening to me rabbiting on at the same time. So just plants, music and some great habitat shots as well. So do please check out Cacti, Bulbs and Succulents. And as far as Kirkstone's concerned, the most important thing you can do is subscribe, check that you've subscribed, and then subscribe again. And when you're absolutely convinced you've subscribed, please tell your friends to subscribe. We're very happy for you to share images, share pictures. Please do credit us for all the hard work that we do. So it's goodbye from me right now, the end of phase 2 of the Gymnocalycium Mega Haul, and it's goodbye from Piotr in Poland, who sent us all these absolutely fantastic plants, and of course it's goodbye from the Gymnocalycium regiment. Bye bye for now. Bye bye.